whole world of BioShock is incredibly freeform, from the way the world is laid out, the way the player chooses how to develop themselves, how they choose to develop their weapons, how they choose to develop their powers, how they choose to approach every combat situation. Because, I talk about this all the time, that most first-person shooters are designed like a ball of string. No matter how complex the layout is, it's basically like somebody took a ball of string and unrolled it, and you follow that ball of string from the beginning of the game to the end. And you know where the player's going to be, you know where the enemies are going to be, you know where the ambushes are going to be launched, and you know exactly what the player's state is going to be. And in BioShock, we don't know any of that stuff. And I think that's really cool, because we don't know, because of the way the game is laid out, we don't know where the player is going to be coming from in a certain combat situation. We don't know if which AI is going to be there. We don't know what powers the player is going to have. We don't know what traps he's going to set up. We don't know what's going to be going on. And that's sort of the things we're saying to the gaming audience. Hey, is this exactly what you want, or do you want to try it this way? Do you want to try it this other way? Do you want to have more choice? Do you want to have more expression? Do you want to have cooler weapons? Do you want to be able to do all these awesome things to enemies? Do you want to take control of the world? Or do you want to follow a script that the game designers are setting for you?
The way freeform combat works in BioShock uses three major components. One is the weapons you have, second is the active plasmids that you have, and the third, and really big one, and the one we're excited about, is the environment itself. So the player can use plasmids really with the environments, be it water, areas where there's water, areas where there's fire or cold, to directly affect the way combat plays out. One interesting way that plasmids and weapons and the environment can be used together is, for example, if the player is standing near a small body of water, he knows that if an AI is lit on fire, that AI will immediately try to run to water to put himself out. It's one of the environmental behaviors the AIs have. So one thing he could do is take his grenade launcher, lay down a whole field of proximity mines, use Incinerate to light him on fire, and have him run all the way to the water, where he will then trigger all the proximity mines the player left for him.
So because of all the tools that are available to the player in terms of crafting a unique experience every time they play, this of course means that all these different play styles are really supported in BioShock. So for instance, I'm a very careful player. I'm not that good of a shot, so I like to set traps wherever I can, as opposed to another player who might be better at aiming than I am, who will go around using primarily weapons and doing a lot of headshots and so forth.
It really supports an incredibly wide variety of play styles. And our goal always is like, some guy going with his friend is, oh, you did it that way? You went in there with guns blazing? I didn't do that at all. I totally went in there and I used the environment and I used the security system and I used the enemy against each other, and I did it totally differently. And then his friend goes, well, yeah, that's cool, but I had modded my weapons and I had invented all this cool ammo for them, and I lit the guy on fire and I sent a heat-seeking missile after him. And that all those experiences are supported, and they're all equally valid, and they're all equally cool, but they're all totally different from one another. We've had BioShock internally, playing it for so long, working on it so long, and we know all of its, we think we know all of its little intricacies, but it keeps surprising even us. But I really can't wait to get it out to an audience that doesn't know anything about it, except, sort of little things we've talked about it, and see how they react to all of its surprises and all the things it does differently in the story and the gameplay and the environment, and just see people's reaction to it. And it is pretty different, and it's pretty new, and I think it's going to surprise people, and I just want to see those reactions. And we're going to find out really soon if we're just sort of crazy people out in the woods trying to make something crazy, or we're really onto something and can give people an experience that they haven't had before and that they really want, and are really going to hopefully change what they expect out of first-person shooters.